Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good evening, honey. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. Y'all, Mercury retrograde is coming in swinging and going out kicking. This is a subscriber's request, and my apologies, sweetheart. I don't know your name, but I'm going to see if I can go back and find it so I can tag you to this video. You asked me to do a energetic tap in on attorney Tony BUZBEE and attorney Alex SPIRO. So you got it. I'm going to go ahead and tap into the energy between both of these attorneys. We're going to see what we can find. And yeah, buckle up. 2024 is snatching edges all the way out the door, y'all. Let's get it. Alrighty, let's see what the energy is energetically between these two lawyers. Is this just business as usual, or is it personal? Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords that comes out in the upright, which means there is fast communication going back and forth between these two lawyers. So they are actively on the case working. Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. There's a lot of mental gymnastics going on between the two of these lawyers. Oh, baby. So I just had 4 cards come out, and I want to make sure I'm able to show them. If you all can see them, I think that's better right there. Okay. So they're all in an upright. We have the 7 of Swords here. We have the Tree of Life. We have the Palace of Wands. And we have the 9 of Swords. That's a hell of a combination, everybody. What that's telling me off the top is that Tony BUZBEE means business, and he has been sending communications when it comes to underhanded tactics and how it's affected his family, his personal life, his firm, his associates, all of his affiliates. And the Palace of Wands represents a very visible, highly decorated, company, an empire, so to speak. And the 9 of Swords represents anxiety, the inability of being able to rest or sleep. So that goes 2 ways, okay? He's talking about how this has affected his family, those that are close to him, how this has shook and scared his family, those who work for him, those that are close for him. But the Palace of Wands also represents, a empire that was built by a fire sign. And that is letting me know that the infrastructure that is around Sean Carter is in high anxiety, because it's like this is an energy that they've never faced before. They've never been called out to the carpet, especially by a lawyer of this caliber before. I saw people in the comments regurgitating what was said about an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. And I'm here to tell y'all, Tony BUZBEE is very far from an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. These people who are speaking on him, they might want to do a little research. He has a 95 percentile rate of winning. He is the #1 awarded attorney in the United States of America when it comes to his ability to win cases. So I don't know if people know that 95% is extremely high for any type of law. I don't care what type of law you work in, that is almost a near perfect record. He only has a 5% margin of losing. Only the feds have a better record of winning than Tony Busbee at 98%. Okay, let's go further. Yeah, so here it is. We've got the 6 of coins here, which is money that is given to people under the table, unearned income, judgments, money that could possibly be given to someone without them having to work for it. And you got the King of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, which represents a fire sign. So allegedly, this fire sign is offering people money, possibly large amounts of money under the table. And that would align with the allegations that Tony Busbee has said, prior. Because he said this last Sunday. So him coming forward and exposing this was something that they didn't expect to happen. They're not used to anyone being so bold as to speak publicly about the things that they're saying and doing. Or allegedly saying and doing. Before I go any further, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. All things said are alleged. Yeah. So 5 of Cups. This is shame, regret, remorse. This is, the inability to retreat and being exposed. So, like I said, once again, they didn't expect Tony Busbee to be so brazen and to come forward and expose practices that could be considered illegal and improper. And he came forward with receipts. There's a recorded phone call. There's also a video from a Ring doorbell camera that also has audio as well that shows people who could possibly be PIs, and it picked up their whole conversation at these people's door. Yeah. So it's like they want to hurry up and bring this situation to a rest as fast as possible. But Tony is showing up to fight, and contrary to what was seen with the alleged victim who just did the interview, it doesn't matter to him, from what I can see, one way or the other, if he represents that lady or not. The energy that I'm seeing is that this is personal. Once you affected my family, once you decided to harass those who are my clients, my employees, my ex-clients, my ex-employees, it became very personal. And that's where the Tower comes in. There's something else brewing here that's way bigger than what's been said. The alleged victim that went on the news, she almost feels like an overlay for the underplay. Not to say that there isn't something there, but she's not the she's not the main attraction. There's something else to come. And whatever this is going to literally topple everything over, and it's going to come out of nowhere. My spirit guides are giving me the time frame between now to February. Something's going to start to brew between now to February. No later than right around the week or the week after Super Bowl. It's definitely between now and February. Yeah. So Four of Pentacles represents financial stability, but it also represents stubbornness. So as you can see, hold on. This is also a gentleman who is opening up an attaché, some type of box to offer financial stability to help bring this to a rest. So there could still be a settlement that comes out of this situation. Because I'm telling you, there's another person that could possibly come forward that has some very pertinent information. Queen of Swords in the upright means that this is a truth teller, and whatever truth she has, it's going to cut through butter like a hot knife. Yeah, total exposure. So they're definitely working on trying to expose Tony Busby for sure. They want to expose him in every possible way before they can get to court. Why are they trying to expose him before they get to court? Why? What is this? Yeah, whatever this message is that came through, somebody's investing and settling behind the scenes. I keep getting settlement. Up to like anywhere from 7 to 8 people may possibly get paid off immediately so that they don't end up in the public, and there's a movement that ends up like steamrolling and getting larger and larger due to this message coming out, allegedly. And you've got the 10 of coins here at the bottom of the deck, which represents a large amount of money. So there still could be settlements and NDAs in the works right now as we speak to keep more people from coming forward, because they really can't afford to have anything come out in the next 2 to 3 months. As far as on the Rock Nation side, yeah, Page of Coins. Oh, Page of Coins and 8 of Swords, okay? Page of Coins represents business and new business possibilities, okay? And this is falling under the 7 of Swords, which is the overlay for the underplay card. That is the card that shows that there is some kind of maleficent intent or some type of energy that is a bait and switch, smoke and mirrors type of energy attached to something that has to do with the family tree, businesses, and it feels like there's so much more that could come out, and this is why there could possibly be settlements happening very swiftly, quietly behind the scenes, because there's a new business venture that will definitely be in jeopardy if information comes out before, I don't know if I'm using the right language. They said before the closing of the deal. Due to morality clauses, before the closing of the deal, they can't afford for things to come out between now and February. Something is supposed to be finalized by March. I don't know if it'll be announced to the public by March, but it's like some type of paperwork should be finalized by March. They need to make it in the clear until March. But this is what they don't see. Eight of Swords represents being detained, held against your will, something that could possibly lead to jail time. And when I say jail time, we're talking about prison time. This, whatever this is, they cannot afford for this to, you know, come out right now. There's some type of investigation going on, y'all. And it has to do with the Six of Coins, some money that has possibly been given under the table, money that has not exchanged hands publicly some type of way. I don't know if this is a settlement or this is like, you know, some kind of financial arrangement, you know, where, hey, I give you a couple of dollars and you do something for me favorable. It's something to do with a large amount of money that is not properly accounted for, something that hasn't been allotted in the place that it should be allotted, or it just hasn't it hasn't been labeled properly. It feels like something that could be given under a veiled pretense. Yeah. Okay. And they need this to, they need everything to move smoothly, because the Chariot means that this is forward movement and expansion, needing things to move with, you know, without a hitch, so that they can go from this Page of Coins to this Palace of Coins. And this is a very large business venture. This is like a institution, so to speak. This definitely feels like something that has to do with large amounts of money and securities. Whatever this institution is, you need to have a clean record all the way across to be able to do this kind of business. Yeah, this, oh, baby, listen. The Five of Cups over the Ten of Cups. This is going to bring shame, heartbreak, regret, humiliation to a family unit. And when it's all said and done, if this investigation doesn't turn out the way that it's supposed to turn out, somebody could be facing prison time. Didn't expect that. Okay. Yeah. So you've got the Four of Swords here with the Faith card up under it. And that lets me know that there is a strong battle here to really eclipse somebody's hope and faith in having some kind of financial restitution here. And the Hermit also is someone who could be, you know, off to themselves, held away from everybody. Even somebody that could be anonymous, because when you're in hermit mode, you know, you're not seen, you're not around everybody. But this is a person who is someone who comes out very, very enlightened on the other end of a situation. So, you know, imagine going through the dark night of the soul, being separated from everybody, being ostracized, being forced to have to be by yourself because there's a lot going on and people are separating from you. Yeah. Now, we have the Tower of Swords here, which is also another institution. And the Tower of Swords also represents law enforcement, higher level law enforcement. My spirit guides are saying the DOJ. Oh, yeah, this is going to get nasty. Do not be surprised if the battle between these lawyers ends up a part of a very large investigation from, the feds, Homeland Security, and different legal entities that have to go all the way up to Interpol. I'm hearing the phrase "celebrated too soon." There's some information that's coming out soon that is going to be damning. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the alleged victim that was on the news. You got the sun here that represents full exposure. Yeah, judgment. And see, judgment is, finality. There will be a final judgment. This will go to court, but when you got the sun over judgment, judgment represents Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel only comes forward to blow his horn in the end of times to let the people of the world know that there will be a separation of the sinners and the saints because God has decreed it. He's declared it. So, wow, y'all. Talk about the fight between light and dark. The judgment is actually going to come from the angelic realm down into the 3D. It doesn't matter who's more powerful, who's more skilled. This is like karmic balance. Look at this, the bottom of the deck. When I said karmic balance, I didn't even see that. Justice. Justice represents, blind justice, ruling on what is the facts, not the, not the persona of the people. So we've got this King of Pentacles that is falling under the Seven of Coins and the Knight of Wands. And once again, here it is, the Eight of Swords. Whatever this is that BUZBEE is about to expose is going to be like somebody striking a match to a powder keg. So if you think about what Tupac said when he talked about, I might not be the one to change the world, but I guarantee you I will spark the mind of the one who will. This is that type of situation, okay? Whatever it is that he discovers is going to lead to information that's going to help bigger discoveries. And it may take a little time. It's a slow burn. So just imagine, when you think you put out a campfire and it's still smoking, it's still smoldering. if you don't completely, you know, extinguish that campfire, you'll leave and like, oh, it's just smoldering, it's smoking, you know, we put out the fire, it's nothing to it. But the thing is, it keeps slowly burning. And then eventually you look up and there's a wildfire and you don't know how it happened because you thought you put out the fire, but you didn't realize it had been a slow, smoldering burn this whole entire time. This is what this feels like. This is exactly what this feels like. Now, remember what I said about there's another person coming forward, and this person is very credible. Um, this has nothing to do with the lady that's on the news. Queen of Swords in the upright is someone that you can definitely take what they say to the bank. This person and their word is honorable. And this person is willing to come forward and say what needs to be said. And it's going to be controversial. Yeah. So here it is. You've got heartbreak attached to, you know, someone who should have walked away from a situation because there's a huge looming secret here. So it's not going to be business as usual in this situation between Alex SPIRO and Tony BUZBEE. They're not going to be able to just walk away from this like they've been able to do so many other times. Yeah, there's going to be a transition here. Something has to end for something new to begin. I'm hearing the term changing of the guards. Every time I tap into energy around Tony BUZBEE, I keep hearing the phrase, no surrender, no retreat. Let me see what that is attached to, because I don't know if that's attached to the Karate Kid or what, y'all, but I keep hearing it, so I know it's relevant. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. So there was a movie, it's said the other way around. No retreat, no surrender. A movie came out in 1986. Is this a fight movie? Corey Yoon was the director. It had a soundtrack and everything. They said R.J. Madison was the character who used to say this. I'm looking at this in um, I am, hold on, IMDb. I'm like, I keep hearing this. Like, why is this? What does it mean in the Bible? Hold on. Oh, here we go. In Ephesians 6, chapter 6, verse 11, we are encouraged to put on our full armor of God so that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Everyone goes through suffering. First Peter chapter 5, verse 8, our God is able to establish us in a point where we become unmovable in our faith and unmovable in our belief. Wow. I had to figure out where that came from, y'all, because it's like, what in the world? You said, and they said this is a Rotten Tomatoes classic. Hold on. So it is a fight movie, everybody. And that's the energy I keep getting with Tony Busby. Um, I kept hearing no surrender, no retreat, but the movie is no retreat, no surrender. Either way, the Marine who they decided to challenge him as a Marine, saying that he had no valor, he's coming to fight. So thank you, Spirit Guides, for saying that to me over and over and over again, because I knew it was relevant in some kind of way. It's like, why do y'all keep saying this? I had to look it up. So that shows me that he has a strong belief in God, no matter what people feel his moral compass is. And he's a fighter. He's not one that's going to give up. And he will fight you in any way you bring the fight to him. I felt that's a line also from a rap song. Was that something from Bone Thugs and Harmony as well, y'all? So, yeah, he's got them on the fence. They're juggling with how they're going to handle this situation because they wanted to break his resolve, break his faith, his ability to, you know, trust in his ability. But like I said, I kept hearing no. Hold on. I'm going to find this out. Rap lyrics. I said it. Bone Thugs and Harmony. I know my music. Bone Thugs and Harmony got a song called No Surrender. What my angels are saying is, no matter how it goes, Busby is not giving up. They brought the fight to him. He's gonna meet him in the middle of the street. And if you remember the old Rocky movies, how did Rocky usually win his fights? Rocky would let you beat him up. I mean, tenderize him, pulverize him, and he would just take it. He'd eat them punches, right? And then when you run out of steam and you gave him everything you got, that's when Rocky finally wakes up. And he keeps going and going and going and going until somebody has to stop him. And he may be beaten and tattered by the time he wins, but the point is, Rocky wins. So they definitely have a major fight on their hands. He's going to give Alex SPIRO more than just a run for his money. Yeah. Expect for higher level law enforcement to be watching this case, okay? They're going to be tapping in on this because, y'all, this is kind of strange, and I'm going to have to say allegedly, everybody. Allegedly, it looks like some of these people who have been hired to watch and follow Busby, his family, and everybody that is around him are also attached to higher level law enforcement. And this could be also coming out in the near future. Okay, this was a jumper, literally just jumped out. So Page of Cups represents not only someone being sorry, but it represents someone, you know, pretty much keeping their words close to their chest, not communicating much, not saying much to the public. So he's staying true to his words as far as BUZBEE is concerned, where he said, I'm going to try this in a court of law, not the court of public opinion. He's not going to say much one way or the other publicly as far as the public is concerned. He's going to save whatever he has until it's time for him to step forward and speak before a judge. Don't expect him to say much more to the public. What he addressed them with is, for the most part, all they get, which is what makes them so nervous, because they keep coming at him. They keep making public statements, and they keep making, information accessible to the public. But the more they talk to the public, the more they do things that come up in the media, the least you're going to hear BUZBEE say anything. But he is going to take everything into account. He's watching this like a hawk. Yeah. So they're going to play really dirty. Don't be surprised if they even try to attack his stability of his marriage, and go off into trying to put scandals out here on his marriage. But I guarantee you they will regret it if they come after his marriage, because one thing for certain and two things are for sure: Mr. BUZBEE is a protector of his family. Okay, you come for his family, he's going to cut the head off the dragon and watch the body drop. Yeah. So you got a Two of Cups here, and moving forward towards victory. And I don't get that this is, necessarily about being romantic. I feel like whoever this Queen of Swords is, this is going to be, what BUZBEE needs to move forward. This is going to be, the antidote for whatever was on the news. Okay? And see, you got the Devil here, and then you got the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And what that lets me know is that, some of these antics, okay, not only are they going to be exposed, but it's worse than what's been said. And see, all of this was done publicly to put so much on BUZBEE that he would break and that he would leave this case alone. But I told you, I keep hearing that no surrender, no retreat, no retreat, no surrender. He's not breaking down. He's not buckling under pressure. And this is what they did not expect. They expected him to, say, hey, I'm going to protect the integrity of my law firm. I bit off more than I could chew. I'm going to back away. They created, the environment in social media to where it would change what was in the algorithm, which was it was a smart tactic. But I just don't see BUZBEE allowing that to change the temperature in the room. Yeah. See, they wanted him to back away from this because, as you can see, this is a huge secret in the background. That moon represents the things that are not seen. And being that this falls under the Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Death card, y'all, there's something very embarrassing, very damning that could come out attached to Jay and his family that could end it all. And it's going to make people separate from him and walk away from him. And once again, it has nothing to do with the woman who was on the news. And here it is. We've got the the King of Wands here. And the King of Wands is hitting the table now. It looks like, believe it or not, y'all, what's not being seen to the public is the King of Wands now wants to lay this to rest. Has the idea of maybe we can just bury this and retreat. Two of Pentacles falling over the King of Wands is letting it be known that he's in two minds about the situation. He's going back and forth, trying to, weigh out the situation, the pros and the cons of everything that's going on. And he's trying to, figure out what's the best way to handle this situation. Because this is definitely not what he thought this was going to be. By any other means, they feel like BUZBEE should have buckled already. So there can be a offer or a counter offer possibly that's done quietly under the table, which is kind of strange because it's like if it was going to come to this, you could have just silently had the meeting after the demand letter and came to the same conclusion, and we would have been none the wiser. Yeah. So it's a hangman here that's attached to the Four of Pentacles, the Palace of Swords, and the Page of Swords. And it has to do with a large amount of money. I'm hearing the word securities. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that I'm telling you, it has to do with some kind of investigation, allegedly, that is looming, that has to do with large amounts of money, securities, anything that has to do with banking and clearances that need to be made to operate a business that has to do with a large amount of money. And this is going to be a hangman to that. They need this case wrapped up as soon as possible, because whatever the outcome is of this, if it does not work in their favor, it could flag whatever this business project is and bring on a whole nother investigation. And that would be a hangman to being able to work with large amounts of money, allegedly. So you got a Queen of Cups here that's falling under the Page of Cups, Judgment, and the Sun. And remember, I said this is a whole nother possible victim, alleged victim. This is not the first one that came forward to speak. And baby, this is the coup de grace. This is the nail in the coffin. This is the one where it's going to feel like the ultimate betrayal, because they didn't see this one coming and it's too late. Actually, by me saying this, that means it's already happened. It's already in alignment. It's already too late. They don't know who this is. They only know about the lady who went to the news. They don't know about this other person. And this other person, oh my gosh, this other person has some very, very strong evidence that is completely undeniable. It's some kind of medical or DNA type evidence that is undeniable. Yeah. So as far as Alex Shapiro is, SPIRO, excuse me, Alex SPIRO is concerned, it's like the sharp language, okay? The aggressive language is actually the Tower, because you activated a side of Tony that will not give up, won't quit. And yeah, both of them are fiercely going to come to the table to defend this situation, because there's a lot of money on the line here. But yeah, it looks like BUZBEE has something up his sleeve that SPIRO he's not expecting this. But what I'm seeing, the bigger picture here, is that something way bigger than BUZBEE and SPIRO is going to take over and take this to a whole nother level. Okay. And let's remember, 2024 has been the year of civil cases turning into Fed cases. Y'all, when I tell you this is the ultimate fight between, good and evil, this Tower falls under the devil. And this whole role with the devil is intriguing, because you got the Six of Coins, the Chariot, the Three of Swords, the devil, the Tower. So that shows me that whatever the information that BUZBEE has attached to them trying to allegedly pay people to move forward against him, it was damning and it's heartbreaking. And that exposure alone is going to start off, remember what I said earlier, it's going to be like a match to a powder keg, because it's something that has to do with that's going to be looked over by a higher legal entity, and they may want to take this over for further investigation and research into all of the communications. And if these communications were done across state lines and all of that type of thing, y'all, this could lead to possible RICOs across state lines for every person that was contacted. Yeah. So you've got the Fool here, which represents, taking a leap of faith or leaping before you look. And then boom, Ace of Swords, the truth comes out. So they were a bit hasty to think that all Tony BUZBEE had was the lady that went to the news and that was it. Baby, that wasn't even the cherry on top. that had nothing to do with what I see here. We might as well X the lady out who was on the news, because that's just, that's not even, oh my gosh, that's not one blade of grass to what's in the lawn. Okay, if you can think about counting every blade of grass that's in the lawn, this doesn't even equal to a blade of grass in the lawn. Yeah, so it's like, now you want to be friendly, Mr. King of Wands. Now you want to be friendly. You want to get a offer, some kind of counter offer, because there's something else here that you didn't see. You were a little too hasty. And it's like, okay, the bigger picture is, I need to bring this to rest. I need to come out of this situation in a way to where nobody is going to want to dig deeper into anything that has to do with me. You want to, control the motion with the gossip, the chit chatter in the court of public opinion. But the court of public opinion is far from what I see that you should be worried about. Actually, it's the court of public opinion that's going to be switching up in the next 4 to 5 months. And everybody that's in support now, they're going to be singing a different tune soon. So this falls right under the Hangman, the Three of Wands, all types of business ventures and opportunities that are coming in. This is definitely going to cause issues with different business ventures and opportunities. And oh gosh, Three of Wands is also a card. I can't speak for anyone else, but it's a card that my angels show me for trafficking as well. Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That would be adult activities in and out, okay? Allegedly. Yeah, this other woman who's going to come forward to talk about things that have happened in a carnal nature. Look at this, the Lovers under the deck. She's going to be able to describe some things that may have to do with someone's manhood and something that may be attached to someone's manhood. Oh, God. And just like that, there's going to be a second chance to reevaluate things. And these are the statements that can actually put you in alignment to possibly, go to jail, have people, scrutinize you and be up in arms about this woman and her statements. It's going to be very inflammatory. I hear the whispers in the streets where people were saying that, Tony BUZBEE should be disbarred. He's, unscrupulous and things of that nature. Let's see. Will Tony BUZBEE be disbarred? I'm getting a no. And it's like they're trying to cut him off. They are trying to remove him from this case. But there's a large truth that's going to come out. So somebody is trying to get him disbarred. And it feels like there's a lot of money going into this, a large effort. Will SPIRO face being disbarred? SPIRO has some very strong support behind the scenes, support that we do not see. If the cookie crumbles in the wrong way, I do see SPIRO moving forward because he still has strong supporters and backing. He could cut this case loose and move forward if things get too bad. This tower that I'm talking about hits, he'll just recuse himself. He'll remove himself from the situation and move forward because he has a very large, wealthy clientele. Yeah, this Five of Cups. Oh my gosh. Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups, Death, Eight of Cups, the Fool. Remember that truth I told you about that's coming out? That could rock this whole entire Carter Knowles family. Eight of Swords, something that could possibly have somebody going to jail. Eight of Swords is being bound, held against your will, or being locked up. Y'all, they got some stuff that's about to come out next year. So here it is. This case could, you know, go all the way up into like July or August of next year, with them going back and forth trying to consider their options and how they need to handle this. Also, Seven of Cups represents the seven represents the 7th month, so they could be in negotiations all the way up into July of next year to how they're going to handle this, because it's, I'm telling you, there's something else bigger coming. There's other people, there's other moving parts to this. When they're done with Mr. Carter, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. This is a situation that he can't get himself out of, and I do see him facing, you know, prison time. This is falling under the Four of Coins, the Palace of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Hangman, the Three of Wands, to the Eight of Swords. I mean, he's spending great money to, you know, have the best representation that he could have to get him out of this. But there is something that's going to come out that is so damning that Mr. SPIRO could literally step away from him and tell him that he can no longer represent him. Y'all got to understand, this is not SPIRO's only large client. This is his most popular client. So he's not going to lose out on any money, okay? It's not like his law firm will go under without, you know, representing Jay and Rock Nation. Very far from. Very far from. My spirit guides are calling him like the devil's advocate. So if you ever remember seeing that movie, Al Pacino, very, very high-powered, well-to-do attorney, attached to all types of walks of life that you wouldn't even imagine. He's not going to take a loss if he no longer represents Jay. He's just going to fall back and deal with people who are more private, you know, people who don't like to be, you know, in the midst of all the fanfare. And those people have way more money. You see this? The Emperor, 10 of Swords just came out, Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Whoever this lady is, I'm telling y'all, baby, she is it. She's the nail in the coffin. She's literally going to be the beginning of the end. And once again, this is not the lady who was on the news. This is somebody else. This is going to be bigger than what was on the news. Okay? Let me clear the table because I want to use a couple of oracles, and then I'm going to close this out because I want to try to get this up today. This is being recorded on Sunday, December 15th. So if it takes forever for this to come up, I'm putting a date in here on purpose because people who are my supporters, y'all know certain videos, I have no idea why. Certain videos for me could take days to go up when other ones can go up in minutes. So just in case, this is being recorded on December the 15th on a Sunday. So y'all see that? You see the date? It's 2:28 Eastern Standard Time, December the 15th, on a Sunday. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I'm just trying to find the right oracle deck to use. You know what? I go to the old trustees. We'll go to What's Tea and the Panther Oracles, and we'll close this out so that I can go ahead and have this up hopefully by this evening. Alrighty. What's Tea? Yeah, What's Tea is a messy deck. Anybody who reads will tell you What's Tea really tells the business. Okay, show me the energy between Tony BUZBEE and Alex SPIRO. Show me the energy between Alex SPIRO and Tony BUZBEE. Okay, so they're both arrogant, baby. We got too busy winning. I ain't even mad at this. I ain't even mad at this. Threatening, intimidating, bothered. Okay, so this is definitely something that's going to be a huge focal point in court. Bottom of the deck says fake accounts. Okay, drama starter. Wow. So here we go. Got photo proof. Remember, Tony told us that he had evidence, okay? Recorded phone calls, and he had the video from the Zoom camera. Thief, rob, lost, theft, physical or emotional. So he's going to try this from every angle. Don't be surprised if attorney Tony BUZBEE decides to countersue and go for pain and suffering, punitive damages, and anything of that nature, from what he is alleging as threatening and inciting drama. Oh, that one popped right on out. Queen rising, stepping into power, praise, coming up in the spotlight. Remember, I told y'all there's another woman possibly that is going to come up, and she's going to actually be the one that's going to, you know, shake the table. Divination abuser. So divination abuser doesn't necessarily mean that someone has to be, you know, pulling cards or lighting candles of anything like that, but it definitely means that someone is manipulating the appearance of a situation, and they're creating smoke and mirrors. Also, this person is a grudge holder. Notice the candles again. So this person is into high-level manipulation due to intimidation tactics and not taking too well to not getting their way, allegedly. moving, okay? So somebody involved in this situation may be so upset and so unnerved that they may feel like they have to move from the home that they live in because they don't feel safe. Girl fight is coming out under too busy winning. So arguments, physical fights, at war, and competing. I don't take that as a necessary girl fight, but I do see it as this will be a battle of the minds for sure. Tony BUZBEE and Alex SPIRO they're going to go at it, and they're going to go at it hard. There's going to be a lot of talk about bad reputation on Tony BUZBEE and trying to show that he's someone who has a poor moral compass. Okay, so you got happiness hater here, but this is where, you also have to read with intuition. So as you can see, the couple here that is minding their business, they don't even know they're being watched. And this falls under the threatening card. So Tony's going to really, really lay it on thick when it comes to talking about the surveillance and people watching him and his family. Him and his family not being able to travel and move around safely or comfortably. Yeah, drama starter. And we got impersonator. So, interesting enough, impersonator wants to be you, acts like you, dresses like you, look like you, copies you. So what I get from that is everything that they're trying to say about BUZBEE, he's going to turn it around and flip it on his axis in court and say, hey, everything that they're saying about me being a person with poor judgment and moral compass can be said about them, and here's the reason why. And then you got the theft card here, where it's like they, stole my ability to have peace of mind, to be able to do business. They ruined certain cases with me and destroyed relationships with clients. Yeah, ran away business, ran away clients. So you got played out here with Queen Rising. So it's like Alex SPIRO's job was to destroy the reputation of the woman who came forward, who spoke on the news, which, sad to say, it wasn't like it took much, because you could tell that this lady, had a deficit, which I don't feel like, anybody should judge her for having a deficit. But what they did not understand is she wasn't the main attraction. So you got clout chaser here, and that's what they wanted her to look like. They wanted her to look like a clout chaser. They wanted her to look like, she's incompetent. This woman can't come to court. This lady was merely an overlay for the underplay, because there's more, and there's much more. Not to say that Tony put this lady up to this. I don't feel that Tony put her up to this at all. But what I do think is that whoever referred her to Tony may have done this on purpose to try to make Tony appear to be, unscrupulous, not knowing how much more Tony actually had. This was meant to, pretty much kill his rapport with the public. So you've got kissing ass right up under divination abuser. So this is like manipulating people to go along, to get along with a situation. You see, here we go. fake flexing, and you see the money, okay? So they may have even been offering to pay people money to get them to side with them, and then, you know, not seeing through with the full negotiations and agreements of the situation, or breadcrumbing people. I'll give you a little here, I'll give you a little there, but not giving them the full amount, not enough to actually make a difference, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Yeah, fishing for comments. They're definitely all across social media trying to figure out what everybody is saying. So be very careful of some of these platforms and some of these people commenting, because they could be inciting certain comments on certain people's platforms to see what the response would be, to see what people are going to say, so that they could follow those people and investigate those people and see if those people have any real validity. And then voila, somebody gets a knock on the door or a phone call from somebody that they shouldn't be getting a phone call from, to test the waters with you, allegedly. Oh, this is dirty. Don't call me. You're going to hate the conversation with me. So here it is, shine. I said, this is going to be very, very high profile by the time it's all said and done. And this next woman, this next victim, whoever this next victim is, okay, this person is literally going to be like network gold, not like the other lady. This one is going to be the one. Yeah, marrying for money. So marrying for money is like people going into commitments for a payoff, not necessarily a marriage, but more so like a contract negotiation and agreement. Oh, BUZBEE got way more than y'all think he got. Yeah. Offer came out in reverse. So an offer was rejected by someone because they didn't think, okay, got it. Someone had rejected an offer from someone because they didn't think the people who were contacting them were actually from a PR firm. They didn't think this was real. They thought it was a joke. It was some kind of scam. And this may be why they recorded it, so that they could send it back to BUZBEE, because they didn't think that this was even possible, that this was a real thing. When these people contacted them and told them, hey, I've been looking you up and this, that, and the other. And when they were telling them about Google and all the things in the algorithm, it's like, what type of silly shit is this? So what I see is that this person didn't even think that this was a real call. They had no idea that this was really a thing. They thought somebody was just fucking with them. Yeah, creativity steals your ideas, copies your work, duplicates, feeds off of you. So with that under running, yeah, when I tell you Tony BUZBEE has way more, you know, information than they ever could have imagined that he has, this is going to be epic, okay? What I say about the information, screenshots, the screenshots, legal issues, court, judges, immigration, lawyers. See, y'all came for BUZBEE with these people, these investigators, allegedly, okay? But now BUZBEE is researching and investigating all of the legal connections that you have had throughout the years. See, you decided to mess with, you know, his personal life, to mess with his colleagues, his employees, his ex-employees, his current clients, his ex-clients, trying to dig up dirt to bring him legal issues. What you didn't know is that BUZBEE was going to go and research every case that you've ever done, research every judge that has ever been on those cases. Baby, I told everybody in a live that this man was the John Wick of law. Y'all remember when that man broke into John Wick's house and stole his car and unalived his puppy? The one thing he had left from his wife that he loved so much, the wife that he retired from his job for so that he could be with her and love her and have a civilian life. You remember what happened to that man for coming after that dog? It wasn't just that they messed with the dog. The dog was the last thing he had that was attached to the love of his wife. Once they bothered his home life, that dog was the only family he had left. You came for Tony's family. Now he's coming for everything that is attached to you. Oh, oh, oh my God. Caught a case, sexual infection, sexual disease rash. Didn't I tell y'all whoever this woman is may have some DNA evidence, some physical proof? And that's under caught a case. Fishing for comments, bankruptcy, okay, moving. It's like they are, yeah. Once again, let me preface this with allegedly, okay? Totally unreliable information. You can't take this information anywhere. I found it out in the backyard, in the garden, under a rock next to a gnome that I like to talk to, okay? This feels like they researched the people that were attached to his client list that are having financial problems, okay? Which means they may have been checking these people's bank accounts and all types of things attached to them, their public records, seeing who may have tax liens and outstanding debts, legal bills. They went after the people who were the most vulnerable in his client log because they figured these people would need money more than anybody else, and they would offer them money. So imagine, let's say you go on Yelp or Google or whatnot, and somebody gives a poor review. Imagine contacting that person that gives a poor review, and you offer them what's supposed to be a leg up because you've researched them and you know that they need money, they need help, they need something to get them out of the hump, and you offer them what may appear to be an illegal favor for a favor, if you get what I'm saying, you know. But you can't trust them little garden gnomes back there in the backyard. You know, that's where I got this from. Alrighty, let's put these away and let's see what's in the Panther Oracles. And then we're going to wrap this up. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my rainy day minding my business while watching YouTube. And thank you, Miss Lady, for requesting this reading. Because this was, this was intriguing for sure. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Alrighty. Panther for the win. Take us home. Overloaded, okay? Natural disaster. Yeah, this is turning out to be way, way bigger than expected. Family. Okay, so the blind card came out trying, so we're going to put that there that way. This situation is like a gray area. It's like, have you ever, seen a situation where you watch, a relay race and you see these people running and there's the one person who appears to be the clear winner of the race, and then you get somebody like a Sha'Carri Richards, that is it Sha'Carri Richardson? I think that's her name. You get somebody like her that just comes all the way back from behind and boom, they dust you. Yeah. You got the gain card and it's falling under overloaded. And there's that pride card, watching the internet, natural disaster. So it's like, when they saw the tides turning and the public opinion that was on the internet, they knew they had to do something because it was affecting the family's branding. The Carter family's branding. So they came up with this idea to kind of, muddy the waters here, to make things appear in a way to where people wouldn't know what to trust, so to speak. Y'all, something's about to happen with some real estate here. What they don't see coming with the real estate. What's about to happen with this real estate? Oh, well, they did have that fire out in California. Here's the insurance money if there's any damages. But even with that, even that's an overlay for an underplay. They don't see that they're being investigated and scrutinized by a very high level of government. And remember, they wanted to know the identity of the person so that they could stop everything, because they didn't know who it was. She could be anybody. Merit making. And I don't get that it's someone actually apologizing to, merit make, or to, do right by somebody. I see that as somebody being forced to humble themselves and apologize or else. And this is just being very haughty and stubborn, not reading the room, daydreaming. You're not looking at something realistically. And we're going to end this here. You see that? Confinement and evidence. There's something coming with Jay in the near future that is going to definitely be, his legal nail in the coffin. And the ball is going to start rolling next year. So, and remember, like I said, it is another woman coming out, but it's not the one that we've seen. So, this is my energetic tap in on Alex Spiro versus Tony BUZBEE. And baby, this was a roller coaster ride. So it's definitely going to be a battle, you know, to the end, because these are two very powerful attorneys, two very intelligent men. One who doesn't mind throwing a bit of dirt in your face to blind you so that you don't see the next blow coming. And another one that doesn't need to see to whoop your ass, if you get what I mean. So, ooh, y'all keep your eyes open and stay alert to the updates that are going to come with this case. It's definitely not what people think it is. Do not think that the woman on the news was, you know, all that they had, that she was the saving grace. There's much more to this, and it's going to come out next year. I'm looking at things really starting to pick up between February and March. So I thank you for your viewership and support in advance. I knew this was going to be a long one, and if you were able to stay and watch it until the end, I greatly appreciate you. This reading is adjourned, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye, y'all. Till next time.